Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day, and welcome to the Fasce Cast, your weekly podcast of everything football, fantasy, predictions, bets, news, you name it. We have everything football right here every single Thursday morning at 8 a.m. We're going to be right here on YouTube at the Fasce Cast, and today I'm joined here by Christy and Mr. Nick.
Hello.
Welcome.
Justin, are you feeling okay? You did it slow this week. Like it's.
I gotta mix
You
it
just
up.
like auctioneer.
You gotta mix it up.
All right. I want to make sure
You can't
everything's
do it
okay.
fast
Just
every week.
All right. Another week of football, and wow, was it a weird week last week, guys? I mean, I don't know if it's easy to tell who's good or who's bad. I mean, God, teams are losing that should be winning. Teams are winning that should be losing. It's just what the hell is happening?
Any given Sunday, man.
That is right.
Given Sunday. It doesn't matter if you're expected to win. It doesn't matter if you're expected to lose. These are all professional football players.
Unless you're the Jets.
This year feels a little off, though. It almost seems like weird. By week 6, going into week 7, like teams that are like pretty much gonna be your favorites. But this year, it's like, I mean, aside from a few, it's really still up in the air for anyone. I mean, anything can happen.
Agreed.
If the season ended right now, two of the teams I said we're going to struggle the worst, at least on the AFC side, would be the 1 and 2 seed. It would be the Colts would be the 1, the Steelers would be the 2. Yeah. If the playoffs started tomorrow. Like just this season, it hurts my head, but that's what we love football for, and that's why we watch. Because any given Sunday, you don't know. Maybe next week the Jets win by 74 points and set a new single game record, or who knows? Football. Speaking of my Steelers, Thursday night game. AFC North football, baby. Back-to-back weeks of AFC North football for my Steelers. Steelers in Cincinnati. Spread is -5.5 for Pittsburgh. It's AFC North football. You never know. And that quarterback, Mr. Joe Flacco, he has played against the Steelers more than any active quarterback right now. And that worries me. Last year, when he was on the Colts, Mike Tomlin said, we do not want him getting into the game because he is a veteran quarterback who's played against us. We want to keep Richardson up. If he goes down, Flacco will come in and it will be a different ball game. Sure enough, Richardson went down. Flacco came in, made the comeback, and they won that football game. I mean, that's not going to happen this week. The Bengals are in shambles. I know I took the whoopsie-daisy last week. That was a mistake. I will never do that again. They can't block. Joe Flacco has the mobility of a refrigerator. TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, Cam Hayward. Apparently even Jalen Ramsey's now getting sacks. Give me the Steelers -5.5, and I'm moving on with that.
Yeah. I'm with you. I took the whoopsie daisy last week too, so
we must have been on something.
Well, I mean, we said it, and I'll say it again. That I only took it because I wanted to see it happen. Obviously,
would have been hilarious.
Obviously, it didn't quite happen that way. But you talk about Joe Flacco last week. He threw the ball 45 times. That's insane to me. But he completed almost 65% of his passes. Threw for 220 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. So I wouldn't say that he had a poor game. And then obviously the Bengals offensive line isn't that great, but they only let up 1 sack. So you have the possibility here for the Bengals to do something really funny. We'll see what that offensive line can do against the Steelers defense. Steelers defense is no joke. They're playing really well now. Now they're playing well.
I honest to God, I think it's one of the best defensive fronts in the entire National
Yeah,
Football League.
now they're playing very well. That the beginning of the year we weren't quite sure what was going to happen with that defense. Where's that Steelers defense at that we've seen year in and year out? And I think we're finally seeing that. I think they're starting to come together. So I'm going to take the Steelers to win this game, but give me Bengals points. Bengals plus 5.5. I think it's going to be closer than we think. I don't think they're going to win it, but I think they could be within a field goal.
I really like that call, Chris. I really do. Before I give my pick on this game, I'd like to add in a couple things. One, this week, you may hear a couple of this is foreshadowing, very hot takes around the league right now. And I'm going to put it all on the line. I'm going to make some bold predictions about what's going to happen for the rest of this NFL year. So if you tune in for the rest of this,
going, and I don't like where this is picking.
If you tune in for the rest of this, you're going to hear what's going to happen, and I'm going to be bold, confident, and it might be something so outrageous that you are going to have to do what I'm going to say next. If you're listening right now to my voice on this podcast at the Fasce Cast YouTube Thursday 8 a.m., leave a comment in the comment section and let me know your hottest take, whether that be a team that's going to drop out of the playoffs, a team that's in shambles, a team that's going to fall off, aka the Bills, aka the Eagles, team that we have maybe the Ravens come back from 1-5 and make the playoffs. Any team, any player, any hot take that you have, weird MVP decisions, let me know. Type it out.
So before you get into this,
yep, go ahead.
Can I just take a guess at what you're about to say?
Go for it. Yeah, what's your guess?
Are you about to say that you think the Bengals are going to win the AFC North?
Absolutely not.
Okay,
I was on the right track.
I thought you were
close.
I was going to disappear. You guys wouldn't have heard my voice anymore in 2 hours. As you would have heard.
I thought you were going that outrageous for this specific game.
It's not pertaining to this specific game, but I wanted to lay that out in the beginning so everyone that loses attention span 7 minutes into the podcast can leave their comments before they leave. But yeah, going back to the game. I forgot my second point that I was going to make.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
But yeah, I'll just go into the pick here. The Steelers are on a tear right now. They're winning 4-1. Aaron Rodgers looks like he's got it all under control. It looks like the Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf combination there is working great for the team. I would like to see their running game come together a little bit more. Defense is coming back. Pretty much defaulted the division. I don't see anything that's really going to stand in the way between the Steelers and winning the division. So that's not one of my hot takes. I don't think the Bengals can come back. They are three games ahead right now. That's a lot of weeks to come back to, especially with your starting quarterback out. Yes, Joe Flacco is, I would say, probably the best pickup they could have done to try to save the season here for the Bengals. But if you look at the standing too, they're second in the division. They're not too far off from picking a couple of the easy schedule wins later on to maybe possibly making a thing at the wild card. So yeah, about this game, I kind of like Chris said it could be close, especially a division. And for my first whoopsie daisy of the week, kind of building up to a little bit there. Give me Joe Flacco beating the Steelers. This is the downfall of the Steelers. I'm sorry, buddy. I had to do it. This is one of my hot takes. The Steelers are going to start losing some games. They're going to have to battle for this division. It's not going to be a cakewalk anymore for them, okay? And when the Bengals at home with Joe Flacco beat the Steelers this week. Oh, yeah, but that was my second point. My whoopsie daisy has been going absolutely insane. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but every single week, I've hit every whoopsie daisy so far in the past 3 weeks. That being said, Give me Thursday night football. Whoopsie daisy. Bengals giving me a money line.
3 hours and 46 minutes. I see you, Justin. Anyways, on to the Sunday morning. God, another one, 9:30 in the morning on Sunday.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Oh, and it's your team too as well. The Rams and Jaguars. Rams favored -3. Jags are technically home, but what are they in East Ethiopia this time? No, that's where Brandon is. God. I mean, the Rams, let's see, what was the Rams score last week? I don't remember off the top of my head.
17-3.
17-3 against the Ravens. Oh, but it was the Ravens. I mean, the fact that it was only 17 against the Ravens defense is a little concerning. The Jags fell to the Seahawks. It doesn't matter. Give me the Jags. Whoopsie daisy. Trevor Lawrence. I just had a stroke trying to say that as well. Good Lord. Let me restart that. Give me the whoopsie daisy. give me the whoopsie daisy. The Jaguars winning out on in the foreign country against the Rams. I mean, against a real hurt Ravens team. The fact that, I mean, the third string quarterback was in. Well, I mean, yeah, they held them to 3 points, but against that defense, only 17. Trevor Lawrence, I think, is gonna have a good day. A little redemption against the Seattle Seahawks. Jags are gonna win this for me.
By the way, just so you know, that's gonna be the title of this week's podcast. Trevor
Williams.
Yeah, have fun trying to spell that, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. Give me the Rams -3. Obviously. Yeah. Of course. The thing for me is the Rams are really good against teams that turn the ball over. And obviously that should be the case for every team, right? When you play against a team that can consistently turn the ball over, you should win those games. It doesn't always happen like that, but the Rams do a really good job of taking advantage of that. Now, we're going to be without Puka this week, it looks like, more than likely. So that's going to hurt us. But the defense stepped up huge this last week. And I know it was against a backup, but that's the same thing we said against the 49ers, and we let a backup quarterback throw for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns. So, like, this defense is suspect at best. Trevor Lawrence is a gunslinger, and he's going to go up, and he's going to, is someone there, is someone not? Who knows? I'm throwing it. We're going to have to deal with Travis Hunter. We're going to see how that goes. I don't know what's going to happen with all that, but I obviously have to pick the Rams because they're my team, but it's going to be a tough battle. So we'll see. I'm hopeful, obviously, but 9:30 in the morning too. Like, come on, man.
I will be asleep.
You're gonna have to wake up early for this one, buddy.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
9:30. Like, luckily, I don't work until 1 on Sunday this week, so I can actually watch this game if I wake up to watch it. But yeah, still, it's annoying. Like, I hate the Sunday morning 9:30 games are stupid, and I'm gonna say it now before we even get to it. The double Monday headers. What are we doing with that?
Yeah,
get it out of here. 10 o'clock at night on Monday is that Seahawks game this week. 10 o'clock at night.
Wait, is that so they'll be playing at because that's over in Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
it'll be
7 for them. Yeah, which is,
7 for them.
But even still, yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, that's my thoughts and opinions on this game. We'll see what happens. Go Rams.
You don't have to take the Rams every week.
I will take the Rams every.
He's doing the brother strategy.
Single.
He is doing the brother strategy, right or wrong. You're gonna win or lose.
Yep.
It could be a Hall of Fame. I can't talk. Okay, I'm just gonna mute my mic for the rest of the podcast and just type out for you guys. You can read what I'm saying. I'll type it all in the comments for everyone watching as well.
We'll get the AI voice.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Here's my take on the game. Like I said, I'm going kind of crazy. Not that crazy. Couple things. Yeah, Puka Nacua is probably a little bigger factor than you would think. And this is a Jags home game. Yes, it's international. Yes, this is their home game. But they've been consistently playing over there every single year. And I feel like this is just going to be one of those things that they're just used to, and it's going to be a legit home game for them. I don't know why it's the Jags. It always seems like they're over there for like 2 weeks at a time every year, no matter what. For my second whoopsie daisy of the week, back to back, 2 out of 2 games. Give me the Jags money line. Unfortunately, my Super Bowl contenders are going down this week.
Well, I mean, you did say last week that you have the Jags pegged as like a sneaky Super Bowl contender, so that
I do. Yeah, even though they're favored this game to win, I could still see them with the Rams winning, obviously, but yeah, give me my second 2 out of 2 whoopsie daisies here.
Welcome. Yeah, see, Jags. Jags are gonna win that. And now on to, it's the 1 p.m. window. Next one I have here is the Patriots and Titans, and I want to classify this as an eyeball avoider, but like Drake May he's got flashy moments. If you showed me this game last year, it would have been eyeball avoider without question. I wouldn't. But spreads at 7. Patriots are favored. I just don't know what way to go with this one. In all honesty, the Patriots the Patriots are 4-2. Yeah, but I mean,
to me it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I don't even know why I'm debating it. I say every single week, Cam Ward understands why the Tennessee Titans were in a position to be able to draft him. That's going to be the case again this week. Patriots -7.
Yeah, I'm in total agreement. I think that Drake May is having a great year. The resurgence of Stephon Diggs. They're getting everything done outside the pocket, defense, special teams. I mean, Mike Vrabel has this Patriots team looking really good. And it's a revenge game for Mike Vrabel.
Right? Yeah, that's right. It is. Didn't even put 2 and 2 together. Yeah, Patriots by 1 million.
So I think that the Titans are gonna realize getting rid of Mike Vrabel was a really bad decision. The Titans suck. I mean, the Titans just suck at football right now. I mean, what their only win was against the Cardinals.
Yep, and the Cardinals basically won the game for them.
Yeah, the Cardinals gave them that win, which we talked about, all those funny little moments that the Cardinals had. Whatever, that was so funny. But yeah, Patriots -7. This is an easy thing. This is an easy pick for me.
I would tend to agree. There's a lot of things going into this game too. Drake May is having a phenomenal year, and here's the big thing about this that people don't look at too. This has a lot to do, I believe, with the coaching change specifically. I never understood why the Titans moved on from Vrabel in the first place. I always liked him as a coach. I thought he was very good in the NFL, proving so here as well. It's almost like the Patriots have life again, coming in with this quarterback. And the thing I have to point out too, especially with Drake May, who's he throwing the ball to? There's
Drake May?
Yeah, Drake May.
Diggs.
Who was he throwing the ball to? Stephon Diggs?
Yeah, so my point is he's making Booty look like a star. This is kind of the thing with, like, he has no star receivers. Diggs, yeah, you can argue, maybe.
Diggs is by far a star receiver. He's a clear number 1 on any team he goes to.
Has he been the past few years, though?
He was when he was with the Bills. They obviously got disgruntled, but he still had big games. Then he went to the Texans, and the Texans are doggy poo-poo pee-poo.
Well, he went to the Texans, and Nico Collins he was like the wide receiver 3. Tank Dell and Nico Collins had way more production than Diggs. He was kind of like a sideline receiver. Almost kind of like an Odell Beckham Jr. case where he was just kind of there to catch some balls when they needed him to. But that's when I thought he was like fully fit. He's not a wide receiver 1 in the NFL anymore. But now that Drake May,
I disagree, but that's okay.
I think Drake May is lifting him.
We can agree to disagree. That's okay.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. We're going with the takes here. This week's going to be kind of fiery, but yeah. Speaking of the Patriots, I don't know why Titans would decide to move on from Vrabel. He's always been a great coach. And the one factor that you guys are missing from this game is the Titans are going to be working with an interim head coach. They fired their head coach, no longer with the Titans. And for that reason,
Right.
Correct.
for my third whoopsie daisy
Oh my
of the
God.
week,
There's
back
no
to
way.
back to back, the Titans are going to surprise everyone, win with an interim head coach. Even though Cam Ward for a buck were ass, they're going to go at home and beat the Patriots. Give me the Titans money line.
So yeah,
Okay.
I'm so happy you brought up that coaching aspect, that coaching change. I feel like that's been a little more common the past few years that we've seen some coaches.
I feel like it was warranted for this. Rookie QB, you're obviously not going to get rid of your first draft franchise quarterback. And the team's just not performing well. You got to get under the head coach. I think a lot of coaches on the chopping block too. Mike McDaniels, Stefanski on the Browns.
Yep.
So
I
what
would say
impact can-
Eberflus should be number one up there, but Jerry said today that he has no intentions at all of getting rid of him, which is kind of crushing as a Cowboys fan. But
what impact can that have though on like the rest of the season? Is this just throw everything at the wall, hope something sticks, save the season? Maybe there's some sort of turnaround and promise, or is it just we're in a rebuild year, we need to get him out, we're looking at the future, next year we'll try to rebuild? Like, is there any hope of the season of trying to turn something around, something positive this year, or is this kind of like tucking the tail between the legs, cutting the losses where you can, and just trying to survive the year?
I feel
No,
like
I think that if you're trying to if you're trying to like tuck the tail, then you don't fire him. You just keep what you have and go. The reason why you make the change is that so you can change, right? You're not conceding the season. Now, are you in a position to make the playoffs? I don't know about all that, but you have to get some momentum going into next year. So you need to get something good going at the end of the year to ride that into next season so that you don't just start
100%
where
agree.
you left off.
Case in point,
So,
the Panthers.
true.
They had a high ride at the end of the year, and this year I think they're sneaky good. That and what I'll say about the Titans too. I feel like this is a lot of the Raiders when they fired their coach. And remember the interim, I forget his name, but he was a player. He came in and they like all of a sudden had this fire. They started winning games and they started playing like an actual team. I think he got the head coaching job the next year because of it.
Yeah, now look at him.
Yeah. But I feel like that's going to be this game,
Could be.
which is why I took
Oh,
the whoopsie daisy.
well, moving on to something I'd like to revisit because this is an Eagles at the Minnesota Vikings. The spread is at 2.5. Last week we talked about the Eagles and what that game meant against the Giants, and is it going to be a uh-oh moment? Is this the beginning of the downfall of the Eagles this year, like a couple years past, or um, what was going on with the Eagles? And a majority of us said that it was Eagles needed to win that game by a lot for it to be everything's okay. It's a team they should have beat, and they went in and got absolutely stomped by the CTE brothers. 34-17 against the New York Giants. I just want to see if you guys are still on like that same stance. Do you guys like think this is the Eagles are in trouble? They might be slipping away. They might not be the team that we thought they were going to be. As we were saying, they're Chiefs-esque of last year, struggling but still winning the games they were supposed to. They were supposed to win that game in my eyes, and they did not. Just another thoughts, one aspect before I get into my pick for you guys, or if you'd like to, as you're doing your pick, just your thoughts on this Philadelphia Eagles team with the clear frustration going on. But for that, I'm taking the Eagles spread on this, even with that, even though I think they're in trouble, is because I think they're just going to do 97 tush pushes across the field or fake tush pushes and just they can't throw the ball. I'm still going to take the Eagles to win this by a field goal because they're going to just keep doing that tush push over and over and over again if they're within the 5 yards, because now they know they can do it 17 times in a row and get a touchdown out of it. So I think they'll still win this by at least a field goal because of that.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm doubling down on my stance on last week. Last week I said that the Eagles they needed to win that game, and if they didn't, they sucked, basically. And I'm doubling down on that, and I'm taking the Vikings to win this football game. I think the Vikings defense is good. They just had rest. They just had a bye. We talked about that. Teams coming off a bye are 50% more, like 50% or more likely to win the game. And this Eagles team just can't get anything going. There's no production anywhere. I see nothing good out of this Eagles team right now, especially in a game where we said that against the Giants. Now that is a division game, so that we knew that was going to be a tough game no matter what. But you are the defending Super Bowl champions. You had a lot riding on that game. You lose it. You let Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo look like menaces out there.
I was
Shouldn't have happened.
They didn't just lose.
They got crushed, dominated. So I'm doubling down on that, and I think they're going to lose this week too against this Vikings team.
Are you taking the money or are you taking the points?
Taking the money.
Money. Okay.
So not quite a whoopsie daisy. Close, but
it's very close.
I mean, -2.5, whatever.
Yeah, we got the half point, but yeah. I would have to tend to agree. I mean, I was ahead of the curve on this one. That's why I had it as a topic a couple weeks back. I saw this coming from a mile away. Very poorly timed first loss after everyone's complaining about touches. And I'm going to ask this question to both of you. What do you think is the main problem of the Eagles offense right now? And it could just be a player, or it could be the coaching, or it could be
like to play rugby instead of football when they're inside the goal line.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's got to do with for me, it's got to be coaching.
Is it confidence?
Because I don't know what part of the coaching is messing this team up this year. But this is the same thing that we saw 2 years ago when they went out and they won 6 games in a row, and then they sucked for the rest of the season. They put up it's the same energy that I'm getting from that. And I don't know what needs to change, because when they do try to throw the football 30 times, 30, 40 times, they lose. When all they do is run the football, they lose. Or I shouldn't say lose, but play poorly and almost lose in some scenarios, right? Because they have been winning football games up to this point, basically. So,
yeah.
Because they have 4 wins this year, so...
I think it's Jalen Hurts.
I have to... I'm putting it... I think Jalen Hurts has the capability of having good games.
He does. He
definitely
does.
I don't know if I put it 100% on him, but I think I put it on the coaching staff and how they're preparing for these games and whatever schemes they have. I just don't think what they are doing is setting Hurts up for success.
Here's why I would put it on him. Whenever they have to throw the ball or put into throw the ball situations, they lose. If they don't establish a run game with Saquon, if they're behind in the game, even with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith as your wide receivers, who have both been very, very visible about their frustrations, he just can't make a play to him. And I think this is becoming more glaringly and more glaringly obvious. And I think this is going to be, like what Chris said 2 years ago, the downfall of the Eagles. At least that's what I'm really hoping for. But I honestly think it's going to happen. I think this is their Super Bowl hangover after looking great in the first couple of weeks. And this is the Eagles' downfall. This is my hot take.
Did you know that Barkley has not had a game over 100 yards rushing?
Yeah, why is that?
Who knows?
Can't they get the run game established, and when they can't, they have to go to Jalen Hurts to throw it, and that's what's making them lose the game.
Yep. I mean, the last 2 games, Jalen Hurts had 280 yards and 283 yards, which are both his highest passing games so far, and both of them resulted in a loss.
That all being said, Normally, I would bamboozle you by going flipping and taking the exact opposite of everything I explained why they would lose this game, but I am sticking with
The Eagles.
4 in a row. Back to back to back to back. Would be whoopsie daisy if it was a half a point more. But give me the underdogs again. Vikings money line.
Wow,
Yeah, I felt that.
is losing a lot this week. Just kidding. Anyways, on to the next 1 p.m. game. And wow, is this
Eyeball order of the week. Huh?
Yeah, absolutely. My
I mean, it's either this one or the Dolphins Browns.
my thoughts looking at this is
there's a double eyeball voider of the week this week.
That's what I think of this.
Yeah.
This is a load of barnacles. The Carolina Panthers at the New York Jets. It is practically a pick 'em, -1.5. Boy, I don't even want to look at stats of this game afterwards because I mean, yeah, the Panthers just played their Super Bowl, as Justin will say. Just played their Super Bowl.
I don't think so. I think you're wrong about that.
Any team that beats the Cowboys to
It was
Justin
a close game. It was a close game.
It was Rico Dowdle's revenge game. I mean, he told in the media, he said to the Cowboys defenders, better show up and buckle up those helmets because I'm coming for you. And oh boy, did he come for them.
It's not that special
options
against
to
that defense.
Options to juke, and he just lowered the shoulder into safeties and corners. It was made him look like a running back again. But I don't think that's going to happen this week.
It's like me going to an elementary school and being like, you know what, I'm going to run you over. You know, obviously it's going to happen.
Wow. I know we don't have visuals, but those poor kids. The fast boys are not tiny people. We are towering. Wow, those kids would be. Justin would be. He would be gone. He would not be on this podcast anymore. He would be in a prison. But
no,
yeah,
that's
I
the
can't.
Analogy, though. I mean, you can say that all you want, but against the worst defense, it's going to happen.
Yeah. I can't believe I'm doing it though. I mean, I feel like the Jets aren't going to have a season to where they don't win a football game, and honestly, I think this is going to be the game that they could win. I'm taking the Jets money line. I think they're going to win a football game after Justin Fields having -10 passing yards, which means all of you listening to this, that's right, all of you listening, sitting on your couch watching football last week, you had more passing yards than a man who's been getting paid millions of dollars a year to throw a football. But I think he's going to make up for that a little bit this week, and I think they're going to beat the Panthers.
So the only thing that I'm going to agree with you on here is that I feel like Justin Fields is going to have a better game than -10 yards.
-6.
Yeah, maybe. But for me, this Jets team is, I mean, they can't get anything right. And this Panthers team, the last few weeks, they've been putting stuff together. They've been looking good. I should say better than what we expected in the beginning of the season or what we had talked about, other than Justin saying that they're going to be sneaky. So with that being said, I think for me, it's just going to be an easy give me the Panthers -1.5. I think they're going to win this football game. I don't think the Jets are going to be able to pull it out.
Remember when I said I was going to have some hot takes at the beginning of this?
Yep. This isn't one of them.
The Panthers are going to win the division.
You think that the
Panthers are going to win the division
over the
5-1
over the
Buccaneers?
Yes.
Brother, that's not a hot take. That is you are in the center of the sun. That is.
Yeah, I think you're sitting. That's not just a hot take. I think you're sitting in an insane asylum.
Yeah, you are
in a padded room right now.
You have a straight jacket on right now.
Record this.
You're sitting in your room going like.
Save this Week 7 podcast, October 16th, 8 a.m. at the Fasce Cast. Justin on the Fasce Cast says the Carolina Panthers are going to win the NFC South.
Okay.
I told you it was going to be crazy. And I'm going to stick by that. I'm going to confidently say not only is this team sneaky, but they're gaining traction. Their defense isn't horrible. Their running game is picking up. Hubbard was injured, and guess what? Now they have an RB2 that they can rely on. They're going to have a split back almost like Gibbs Montgomery. Bryce, no mistakes. That's all he has to do. Make no mistakes.
Yep.
Throw the football, score some points, let the defense hold. They're going to win some games. And with the Buccaneers schedule coming up, especially when they lose to the Lions this week, a little flash forward to my pick, they're only going to be a game behind of the division lead. And I'm also going to take the Panthers minus 1.5. Jets fans, I'm very sorry. It is not going to be a back-to-back upset pick for me. I think the Panthers win in New York, and they're going to win the NFC South.
That's definitely a take, all right. That wow. I thought we were crazy for taking the Bengals last week, Chris, but this is a little bit more than that.
I mean, that's a crazy take, but it's not like it can't happen. I just don't see it happening. But it's not like it can't. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. So
it's true. And speaking of crazy things, we're going from a crazy, absolutely insane take to a crazy large spread. Raiders at Chiefs. 12.5 is the line for the home Kansas City Chiefs. And this is going to be a short and simple one. They had a game against the Lions. Yeah, some people are talking about some calls and things that should have happened that didn't happen. However, that won't even matter against the Raiders. You could call a penalty on the Chiefs almost every single play. And, the Chiefs are going to win this minus 12.5.
So you're taking them at 12.5?
Oh, yeah, I'm taking the 12.5.
Yeah, see, I don't like this spread. Division game. Obviously, Geno Smith is not playing the best football in the world. But the Chiefs defense looked pretty good against the Lions. I will say that. But it's a division game. Anything can happen. And we talked so much about the Chiefs and them losing. And who is this Chiefs team? What is this Chiefs team? And I know they get Rashee Rice back this week, so that's going to be huge for them. But I still kind of like the Raiders in a divisional game. With all that being said, I'm not taking a whoopsie daisy here. I'm not doing anything crazy like that at 12.5 points, whatever. Because we all know who the Raiders are at the end of the day. But I don't think they're going to be. I'm going to say that I don't think they're going to lose by 13 points, but it's because they probably they could end up losing by 13 points. Who knows? But I'm going to take the Raiders money here.
Well,
just
you mean
the Raiders?
Spread, right?
I like the spread.
I was about to say back-to-back weeks with a double-digit spread, and you're taking the whoopsie. What is on?
Yeah, I meant the points.
Justin insane.
Sorry, misspoke. I'm taking the Raiders points here. Like,
I just dropped my phone out of my hand.
Yeah,
I was texting my mother.
No, if I was doing that, I'd have been a lot more dramatic about that pick if I was doing that.
Yeah, it's just nonchalant.
I'm not taking. Yeah, no. Give me Raider points here.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pretty much agree with Chris T here. I think everyone's gonna be, especially this line, gonna be riding the high of, oh my God, we beat the Lions. Oh my God, Rice is coming back. Oh my God, the Chiefs are back. We're them boys. Oh, sorry, that's the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But yeah, traditionally, although in the last decade the Raiders are 3-17 against the Chiefs, they've somewhat been able to keep it close. And 12.5 points is quite a lot of points. I just don't see the hype behind the Chiefs yet. They had a great win, don't get me wrong, but I got to see them beat the spread to say the Chiefs are back. So I'm going to take the points as well. Chiefs win the game, but give me the points. Raiders plus 12.5.
I'm also going off of the notorious fact that anytime Chris T bets against the Chiefs outcome happens. So remember that.
You know what? You got a point. I can't ever get anything right with this fucking Chiefs team.
So
This is the week because I agree with him.
Yeah, true.
By the way,
all agreed before, and it didn't matter.
The betting has flipped. Yours truly has gained the lead. By 2 games. 43 and 50 for me. We're all still negative, by the way. Nick is 41 and 52. Chris is 40 and 53. So we're all pretty close. We're all 2-3 games in between each other. But,
I have a feeling your back-to-back whoopsie daisies is about to impact that a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I'm coming out with some takes, and this is going to be the week.
Alrighty then. Moving on to another possible eyeball avoider of the week. Is this the week of those? Is this the week of eyeball avoiders? The Miami Dolphins at the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns are favored at -2.5. Miami Dolphins being the underdogs. I'm gonna chalk this up to what Justin said. It's the mysterious 3 points that are always given to the home team.
Yeah, they tend to do that.
Yeah, I mean the Steelers just beat the Browns 23-9. Myles Garrett, what happened? No stats at all. Yeah, fake defensive player of the year. Give me the Dolphins money line. I think A-Chain is going to run all over them, and Tua's going to turn the ball over a couple of times, but he's also going to connect with Waddle a little bit, connect on the 17 screens he's going to go with A-Chain. A-Chain is probably going to have 350 all-purpose yards this game because I don't know what other offensive player that they have. Yeah, give me the Dolphins money.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. I don't like picking this game because Tua turns the ball over. This is a game. This is a game where we might see Gabriel actually do something good against this Dolphins defense that has just not been good.
Or do we see Shadir Sanders?
And this Dolphins team, they're in shambles right now. That locker room is a mess. I mean, no one has faith in anybody. McDaniels is on the hot seat. This is a game that they need to win, which is why I think they're going to lose. Give me the Browns -2.5.
You know what, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting for you to respond.
Yeah.
I'm going to completely agree with you. We briefly talked about this before, too. The Dolphins are just not all there. I think the coach isn't there, too. I think he's given up as well, which is reflecting on the locker room as well. They have nothing to play for. And I think the Tyreek injury hit their offense more than they have realized. They're just not playing great football. I think their team is in shambles. And on the flip side, the Browns' defense is very solid. And on the other side, yes, Stefanski is also probably on the hot seat as well, but they do have something to play for. They have 2 rookie quarterbacks on their side. They're still playing for something. They're not playing for the playoffs, that's for sure, because they're definitely not going to make it. They're already eliminated. But they like we said before, something win-wise, momentum-wise, going to the end side of their season. They want their rookie quarterbacks to progress going into next year, and I think that's what they're playing for. So I'm also going to take the Browns -2.5.
Boom.
Well, moving on, we have the New Orleans Saints at the underdog with the spread at -5.5 versus the Bears.
The Bears.
But this, I'm going with based off last week. It's the Bears. The Bears played a football game. Beat the Commanders 25-24. Mr. Sophomore Slump on the other side of that football.
I hate when you say that.
Yeah, I know. I love rage baiting you with it every single week. I'll say it anytime I talk about Jane Daniels. I know you hate
struggling.
He is struggling and lost to the Bears.
Guys, relax. He's been out 2 weeks. 3 weeks?
He
2
did.
weeks.
That is true. That is true. But losing to the Bears is never a good thing. It's never ever a good thing. I mean, which is crazy. I just looking at their division as well for the Bears. That division is pretty surprisingly close. It's 3-1, 3-1-1 Packers, the 4-2 Lions, the 3-2 Vikings, and the 3-2 Bears. I do remember in the beginning of the year I said for that division was going to come down to similar to last year, either the Packers, Lions, or Vikings. But oh my, here comes the Bears as well. Do you see what I did there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but against the Saints and Spencer Rattler, I can't believe I'm doing it. I'm taking a Bears -5.5 spread, and they're going to win this game by a touchdown against the poor Saints. That doesn't come off the same as the Bears when the Bears are struggling, but yeah, poor Saints fans. Oh no.
Yeah.
Haven't seen this much devastation since Katrina.
Dude, the Saints, they just don't. I don't think it needed to go that far, but this Saints team not looking good at all. I mean, they're 1-5 on the year. They're not. This is a really bad football team. And the Bears, like you said, they've been putting together some wins. They're still not looking great, but they're looking better. But is that going to be enough against this New Orleans Saints team who can't seem to do anything? Yeah, I don't even know why I'm saying any of this. Just give me the Bears -5.5.
Wow, you sound so sad about that.
He was trying to think of a reason for the Saints to be in this game.
Yeah, like any reason at all to put the Saints for me to take the points for the Saints. And I just can't.
All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, it's my turn.
First pick, whoopsie daisy of the week.
My second hot take: the Bears are going to win the division.
No.
Okay.
The NFC North. Will belong to the Chicago Bears this year. The Ben Johnson effect has taken place. They've won 3 games. This is going to be their 4th game out. I'm going to take them -5.5. And this is going to roll from here. Usually you see this happen in year 2, where the culture is set, the game is set, the offense is set by that new head coach thing. We've all seen it. Dan Campbell, he won 3 games his first year in the Lions. Won, I think it was 9-8 the second year. And then all of a sudden we know them as the Lions they are today. The Ben Johnson effect has happened 6 weeks into the NFL. The Bears are going to only progress from here. They're going to win week after week. The Lions, what I will have to say about them and why they won't win the division this year. I remember in the beginning of the year I said this was their last year of dominance. I'm starting to see a slide, and here's why. When they are not ahead in the game, aka the Chiefs, and they have to rely on like Goff to make a comeback, down by 7, down by 10, they're not as dominant. They need the rolling blowout offense to carry them. Once they get down, especially looking back last year in their playoff game, in which this was the Lions' year, dominant all year, won the division. I think they lost 2 games. Get to the first round of the playoffs, what happened? They got down in the game, they couldn't recover. And I'm seeing that more this year, and which is why I think the flip is going to happen. Hot take number 2. The Bears are going to win the NFC North. Give me a -5.5.
So the hot take there, I don't know if I can agree with the Bears winning the division, but I can agree that the Lions not winning the division is something that could for sure happen. I mean, if you look at their games this year, they lost to the Packers in that week 1 loss. They get absolutely demolished. Then they have the game against the Bears where the Bears were still figuring things out. They beat the Bears. They play the Ravens. They beat the Ravens, but that Ravens team is dog shit. Then they play the Browns. They beat the Browns. The Browns team is dog shit. They play the Bengals. Bengals is dog shit. Like, They beat up on a bunch of crap teams so far this year. And then they lose to the Chiefs. Right? So
yep.
I can agree with you there that this Lions team, as dominant as they've been, this could be the year that they end up sliding. And
I know you're going to the Packers after this too.
And with what you said about them being down and losing, that right there is one of the main reasons why we traded away Jared Goff. Jared Goff can play really well when they have a lead. But as soon as he doesn't have a lead, he struggles. Not to say that he can't come back and win some of those games, because he has. I've seen it firsthand. But he struggles. That is the exact reason why we got rid of him, because he just couldn't get it done.
So would you say the Packers are going to win the division? Here's why I say they won't.
I don't know.
Almost the same thing as Bo Nix. I don't fully believe in Jordan Love yet. I really don't.
I don't know. I don't know either. I don't want to say that the Bears can't win the division, because they are on the uptrend right now.
The Ben Johnson effect.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when the Bears play the Packers. I'm gonna need to see that game. That's where I'll leave it at that. Let me see that game, and then I'll decide.
I'm going to put it all out there right now. Give me the hot takes of the week. I got the Panthers and Bears.
Well, then, moving on to what I honestly will consider as game of the week. The New York Giants at the Denver Broncos. Only in the sense, well, the spread's at -7 for the Broncos, which kind of confused me a little bit after the game the Giants just came off of. But we're saying that Broncos defense is very good this year. That Giants offense looked pretty damn good against the Eagles, and I'm saying this is game of the week possibilities to see what those two clashes go. I mean, again, the CTE twins, or Scatabo and Dart, both like lowering their heads. Scatabo had 3 touchdowns. Dart had 2 passing. And a rushing as well, I believe, if I remember correctly, against the Philadelphia Eagles. And yeah, that spread's really high. The over-under's really low. But oh my God, New York Giants, give me your whoopsie daisy coming into Denver and taking that over.
Jesus.
But speaking of the CTE twins, 2 things I want to talk about before you guys get into your picks. Is Jackson Dart what the New York Giants need? He got into the game and things seem to turn around. There seems to be more energy, more flow around that team. Or is it just that rookie luck, like what Jane Daniels had last year? And how he's not this year? Will it be another scenario of that? Will Dart slip away later on? I know it's only a couple of starts under, but I mean, man, I think he's looking good. I think that backfield is looking very good, and just want your guys' opinions on this one before I get into something else I noticed during the game, which was kind of interesting.
Sure. So, yeah, I think they needed a change. I don't think Russell Wilson was the way to go at all anyways. I think that he's washed. I think he's done.
I said this
think
week
that
on the podcast, by the way, I said he's no longer a starting NFL quarterback.
I think
I don't think he's going to end up playing for another team, even though I'm sure he wants to. Jackson Dart just has a swagger about him. He's fun on the field, and fun doesn't always win you games. That's for sure. We know that, but right now, I think this is what the Giants team needs to, like I was saying earlier about the Titans. You put in your rookie quarterback and you see the momentum change. Is it going to carry them to a playoff? Who knows? The thing about it is, you don't have a lot of tape on Jackson Dart. Even through just a couple games, you don't really have a lot. Going into later in the season, we could see a change in where Jackson Dart starts to struggle. And you might even see him struggle this game. The the Broncos defense is arguably the best defense in the league on all fronts. So they're going to have a very, this is going to be a test for them. So are we, you did your pick, right? Okay. Yeah. So we're talking about this stuff during our picks. I'm
Yes.
assuming. So I'll do it all. So do I think this is what the Giants needed? Yes, absolutely. It's what they needed. Do I think it is a rookie fluke? That way too early to tell. You can't predict those type of things. You just don't know. Because once the film comes out, you know, then you have to learn how to play once people know how you play, if that makes sense. And that comes down to coaching. That ends up coming down to coaching and how you can utilize your coach can utilize you to play the best of your abilities and win football games. But yeah, so that's how I feel about them. Now, as far as the game, this pick, I'm gonna take the Giants, not in a whoopsie daisy. I'll take the spread, the Giants spread. It's gonna be a closer game. The Broncos struggle horrendously on offense so far this year. But they're holding their opponents down to 15 points a game, which is a league best. So with that being said, I will take the Giants money. It's going to be a close game because the Broncos can't score. So, but I think they'll be able to score enough against that Giants defense.
I'm going to 100% completely agree with you, Christy. I do not believe in Bo Nix and the offense. They just can't score. But their defense is phenomenal. And here's what I'll say about the Giants defense, too. They're progressing to kind of
they
what
are.
I expected them to be in the beginning. They kind of had a few week start here, but I believe this is going to be a very, very low-scoring game, almost like the Jets-Broncos international game. This is going to be very low scoring. I'm going to take the points for the Giants. I think the Broncos take it out. Jackson Dart has promise. I don't think it's going to be this year where we're really going to see what the Giants are going to be. But 100% Jackson Dart saved Brian Dable's job.
100% agree.
They look at this and see the only 2 wins on the year was Jackson Dart when he came in. Great win against the Chargers, too, O-line injured or not. But that's exactly what he needed to keep his job. And I believe in the second year, this is going to be very promising for the Giants. I think they have a lot to be hopeful about and look forward to. And it's going to be scary as a Cowboys fan playing against them in the division, I think, as soon as next year. Yeah, that all being said, I think they still lose the game, but give me the points in a low-scoring game. Yeah, a lot of promise. Yeah. A lot of promise for them. So.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm gonna have to disagree with Nick's take on this being game of the week. I think it's an interesting game to watch to see the Giants duo and what they can do against one of the best defenses in the league. But there are 2 other options for game of the week for me that I think are way more interesting than this.
And one other thing before we move on to the next pick, just a little brief aspect of it for time constraint purposes. But what did you guys think about Dable yelling at the trainers when Dart hit his head, going through concussion protocol? I mean, personally, I think that was a horrible look. I mean, yeah, Dart's playing good. Yeah, Russell Wilson threw an absolute duck to the middle of the field, but I mean, if you're thinking that might be your guy, why would you try to rush him to get back out in the field and miss extended time? I just couldn't wrap my head around it. Just wanted to know what your guys' thoughts were.
Yeah,
about
so
that.
I think the thing that was what happened there was he was trying to see the extent of what happened just because you're not supposed to. You're supposed to let the medical trainers do their thing. And I don't think it was more, it was a trying to rush a guy out even though he was injured. I think he was trying to figure out the timetable for the team and when he could be back into play if he could come back that series, if they stalled a little bit, or if the series was a wash and he just comes out on the next, or if he's
Yeah.
done, blah blah blah, whatever. But him going into the tent, Scadabu going into the tent, no nos, huge
Bad
no
look.
nos. You
Huge bad look.
have to let the medical personnel do their job so that because the more you interfere, the
The
slower
longer
it
it takes.
takes them to do it. I don't think that was his intention. I think his intentions were good because I think he's really just concerned about his quarterback and trying to get a timetable. So I understand why he did it, but you're not supposed to do that. And then Scadabu as well. He's just big dumb. He doesn't know the rules about that stuff. He's just trying to make sure that his teammate was okay. That's that's my view on that situation.
Uh, yeah, I think everyone knows, and Dibble's a smart guy too. Um, he knows this is a saving grace of
Yeah,
basically
yeah,
his
it is.
career. Also, I believe he did mention this in a press conference after the game too. He was basically Christie hit the nail on the head there. He was deciding. He was saying like something like, "Yeah, I was checking. I was going to call a timeout, go for it on fourth down if he can come back in the game." He wanted to win the game. You know, everyone's competitive there. You just want to win the game in the moment. You're not thinking about that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think he's a smart man. I think he knows where this is going. This is going to be. I think he did save it, and yeah, he just wants to see him back out there, play the game, win the game.
Agreed.
All right,
But
well
yeah,
then
definitely
moving
don't go in the timeout.
on to the. I apologize. That Giants Broncos game was the first game of the 4 p.m. window. Moving on to the second one of the 4 p.m. window, the Colts versus the Chargers in L.A. The Chargers are favored at -1.5 against. I mean, one of the teams we say is doing one of the best football moments. They're playing great football. I don't know why they're the underdogs on this. Maybe Vegas knows something we don't. I mean, right now, if playoffs started, the Colts would be the number one seed in the AFC. Crazy to think about. The last time the current number 1 through 4 teams are the Colts, Steelers, Chargers, Patriots. The last time that happened in this order with the exact records all those teams have, the quarterbacks of those teams were Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, Philip Rivers, and Tom Brady. 2007, the season starting the exact same way. But I think the Colts are going to take this and give me their money line against the LA Chargers.
Yeah, so for me, I think this could be game of the week right here. The Colts at the Chargers. I think that this could be because that Chargers defense, excuse me, the Colts defense, they're letting up scores. They're winning games, but they're letting up points. So even though this Chargers offense is missing a lot, they're still going to score. And same thing for the Colts. The Colts are just, I mean, Indiana Jones is just out there slinging it. Still, we're talking weeks. So we're in week 7 here, and we're still talking about Indiana Jones and this Colts team. So, um, so when we were talking about it in the beginning of the season, is this a fluke? Obviously, this is not a fluke. This Colts team is the real deal. And this Chargers team, they're really good too. They've been struggling the last few weeks, trying to figure some things out. Defense playing, I still think this is going to be game of the week. This is a really hard game for me. This is hard for me to pick because I have a lot of faith in Justin Herbert, and I really like what he's been doing this year. They brought in some running back off the street, and he ran for like 140 yards last week, something like that. It's kind of crazy, but
Vidal, right? Or Vidal.
yeah,
Yeah.
whoever it was, like crazy to me that happens. Um, who in this game has more of an upside? It is a home game for the Chargers. I'm still on the fence of this game. Literally right now, I'm going in through it in my head. I don't know who I think it's going to be a really close game. I think the -1.5 is actually going to be pretty accurate here. I could see this being like a 28-27 game. Fuck. I don't know it's like a coin flip for me right now because I think both teams have the potential to win this football game. I'm gonna go with Indiana Jones and the Colts to beat the Chargers. That's what I'm gonna stick with it.
You know,
The
so
points?
sorry to cut off before.
The points or the
Oh
money?
yeah,
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
spread's 1.5.
I want them to win. Yeah, give me them to win.
All right. Okay.
Sorry to cut off before your pick here, Justin. I happened to look up the Super Bowl winner of that year. That I mentioned, that 2007 was the year the Giants snuck in to the playoffs at 10-6 after starting kind of a rocky year
Yeah, they
and
beat the
played
undefeated Eagle or the undefeated
and
Patriots.
Oh, wow.
and yeah and well, no, the Patriots did lose. That wasn't the year they went almost undefeated because they were ranked as fourth in the standings at that point. Um, but yeah, went against the Patriots and won. It's kind of eerie, similar setups. Do the Giants turn around somehow? And who knows?
I thought that 2007 season was the season they went undefeated and then lost to the Giants because
I think that
the Giants beat them in 2007 and the Giants beat them in 2011.
I think it was the
And
Both by
2011.
the
Eli
2011 season was not the season that they were undefeated. They didn't have.
Either way, the stat line's there. All right, let me talk about this game, guys. Stop me when you hear a good team. Are you ready?
Yep.
The Dolphins. Are you going to stop me there?
No.
The Titans.
Nope.
No. Raiders.
No.
No. How about the Cardinals?
They can keep games close.
Maybe. Okay. The Broncos?
Defensively, sure.
Defensively? Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Rams?
Rams are good.
Rams are good. Okay. Guess what the Colts lost to? The one team
Rams.
that you said was good. They've lost one game, and it was to one game that was good. Here's my third hot take of the week. The Colts are phonies. The Jaguars are going to win this division. And I think the Colts are going to have a falling out. Yes, the JT is absolutely having a phenomenal year, and you can't put that past him. The offense is looking great, but of all those teams I listed, give me a loss by any other team. They're I think combined teams they've won against is like 4 wins outside of the Rams, who they lost to.
That's fair. Didn't the Chargers play similar teams though? Like,
Yeah, but and then looking at the line here, there's a reason why the Chargers are favored, which is why.
well, they're favored 1.5 because they're at home. I think these are two teams. I think these are two teams that are very similar.
The 5-1 record is why no one can look past it, because 5-1 is very impressive in the NFL, no matter what it is. But I think it's a little skewed, and this is why it's going to be my hot take again. I think I think they're going to fall. I think the Jags are going to win the division. Will they make the playoffs? Yeah, I could see them making the playoffs for sure. But I don't think they're as hyped as everyone thinks they are. And I think the Chargers are going to win this game. Give me a -1.5. But this is going to be the test of time. I know I said back when I did that it was going to be the Rams game. Hey, they lost. Mind it being the dropped, touchback, whatever it is.
Yeah, they should have won.
Loss is a loss. And I just listed all the teams, before anything. And guess what? The only good team that you stopped me at was the Rams. Happens to be their only loss of the year. I'm just saying.
No, I don't disagree with you there. And but like you said, that's a game that they should have won. Mind the rookie mistakes, so they could be 6-0 right now. And would your tune be different if they had beaten the Rams?
No.
Okay. Well, then there we go. So it didn't really matter anyways.
Yeah,
but
I don't see it sustaining. I don't see it sustaining. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you definitely could argue Indiana Jones is having an MVP season. JT running having an MVP season.
Yeah,
This is why they
I
call it
guess
a
we'll just
hot
have to
take,
wait and
ladies
see.
and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I don't think it's his
Um,
hands.
yeah, Nick, just so you know, the boop to boop boop did give me that the 2007 season was the season the Patriots went 16-0. So I'm not sure what other graphic you were looking at
Man,
there.
always the boop 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 comes in clutch. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, trying to find that as well because I just saw that it was how the season started.
I told you it was going to be a week of the hot takes, and I'm going to stand
Was
strong
it the
on all these.
next year after that?
I wonder if it was the
After they
season
lost?
I wonder if it's the season that started in 2007, not the. I don't know what I saw the graphic, thought it was interesting, wanted to look it up.
To the next.
To the next, the 425 window begins. The Green Bay Packers at the Arizona Cardinals, and Mr. Lambeau Lee Packers. I'm so sorry I disrespected you last week. Yeah, Packers minus 6.5. I'll never make that mistake ever again, especially against the Cardinals.
Yeah, so obviously, like I said last week, I only picked against them because I just wanted to see history. I literally said during my pick that I think the Packers are probably going to blow them out, which they did. So I'm not saying sorry to the Packers, and I'm also not saying sorry to them this week. Because the Cardinals keep every single game close, even when it doesn't matter if they win, lose, whatever. Every single game is close. Do I think the Packers win this? Probably. They probably still win this game, but give me the points for the Cardinals here.
I'm on the same wavelength there. Even by the way, Kyler Murray didn't even play last week against the Colts, and they still almost lost.
Right.
Yeah, same thing. I think the Packers, although they did come out like, and we were saying in week one here too, like, oh my God, this is the team. It doesn't seem like that right now. I'm going to take the points as well. They keep it close. Kyler's back. Battlefield 6 opening weekend's already over, so, there's not too much hype around Kyler doing that this week. I think he's coming back, and they're going to keep it winning close. Packers probably win, but 6.5 points, that's a lot.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I hoping all those COD players realize that it's not Call of Duty. Get off the game, please. Anyways, yeah, going on to the Washington Commanders at Jerry World. Mr. Dallas Cowboys fan, how we feeling, Cowboys fans? Yeah, minus 2.5. Man, I kind of was going back and forth on this one because of the game last year. Lives in my mind when the Cowboys beat the Commanders. I always say sophomore slump for Jane Daniels. But, I mean, you bring up a great point. The Cowboys have 184 points against them this year. But I honestly, I think it's going to, this is a gut read, entirely a gut read. Something's telling me it's going to be a very, very close game to the point to where I want to take the Cowboys spread on this. I think it is a 1-point game in either direction. Divisional football, fighting for that number 2 spot in the division. I mean, the Commanders drop this, the Cowboys win this. They flop. Excuse me. Yeah, they flip-flop. So I'm going to take the Cowboys spread. I think they either lose by a point or win by a point.
Yeah, I mean, we've been saying it. This Cowboys offense, high flying offense, they can score, but so can the Commanders. When they play well, this Commanders team can score. And it's really hard to pick against a Commanders team that, Jaden Daniels struggled last week, first game back from an injury. Here we are, second week in, should be feeling a lot better. Pieces are there. Everybody, it's not like they're an unhealthy team, whereas this Cowboys team is really unhealthy. This could be a coin flip of a game too. I think this could go either way. But I think I'm gonna take in Jerry World. CeeDee Lamb's not back this week, is he?
He could be. I don't think it's confirmed, but it's a possibility.
It's a possibility he could be back this week. I'm going to go under the notion that he's not going to be back, and not that that really matters much, like we were talking about before the podcast, but I'm going to take the Commanders at -2.5 here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen. It is my turn to decide the fate of this game. The Dallas Cowboys season is officially over. With the hopes being so very high after the Eagles' Thursday night loss. And we had the Carolina Panthers coming up in a must-win game. Favored, by the way, by Vegas to win that game. And we lose in horrible fashion. As well as the Commanders losing in almost the same fashion to the Bears last week. They're not going to go back-to-back losses. Usually, we would split these games 1-1. But with this defense being so horrendously bad, with no hope in sight of any improvement, any fixes, no people. I was hoping Overshown would come back and save us. But even then, he's not going to save us. We're the 32 ranked worst defense in the league. I think we let up 90 points or more in the last 3 weeks, which is absolutely insane. And I don't see any signs of slowing down. There's no such thing as a sophomore slump. Give me the Commanders. -2.5. And putting the dagger in the Dallas Cowboys season. I must retire now. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great rest of the podcast.
Must retire now.
Oh my god, that laugh was from the other side of his room as well. He might actually be gone and never coming back.
I think so. All right, moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Anyways, continuing as normal, not losing anything there. I'm just kidding, Justin. I know you're still there listening. All right, maybe not. Yeah, the Sunday night football game, the Atlanta Falcons at is Mac and Jones still playing this week?
That's a good question.
Is it Mac and Jones? Is it Brock Purdy? I mean, I don't think it matters. Even with the injuries, the 49ers they're still putting together football games and still winning that. I think they're going to go, and I think they're going to win by at least a field goal. Give me 49ers -2.5.
Oh, okay. I'm taking a quick look to see if the 49ers are going to get some people back. I don't know if they're... It looks like they're saying that they're hopeful that Purdy can be doing more in practice this week, but that doesn't seem like a indication that he's going to play. More of seeing him back practicing more is a good indication for maybe next week. And still nothing on Ricky Pearsall either. Says they're going to be evaluating them throughout the week, but I don't see any confirming news. So I'm going to say that they're still probably going to be out. It says they may return, but I don't. It doesn't. Nothing in here saying.
Who did Nick take? I was crying.
We haven't said anything. Oh, he took the 49ers.
Yeah, 49ers spread.
I was looking real quick to see if Purdy's going to play, and I'm still not seeing anything about it. So with that being said, fuck the 49ers. Hate that team. Go Rams. Give me the Falcons. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, straight up money.
I'm gonna agree. I think Bijan Robinson has a Saquon Barkley type case for MVP. You want to know something crazy? Bijan is averaging 70 yards receiving a game.
That's crazy.
Not to mention his rushing. He is literally the MVP of this team. And he's playing out of his mind. And he's going to carry the team. He's the Saquon Eagles this year. And after seeing that against the Bills, injury 49ers, the Mac Jones fall of what we know Mac Jones is against the Bucks last week. Bunch of turnovers, looking like mac and cheesing it up. Give me the Falcons money line. I think they're a strong team to win this game. For some reason, I think the 49ers are still overhyped due to their record. Yeah, they've been winning games with injuries too, and I think that has a lot to do with Shanahan. You just can't.
Yes, of course.
What an absolutely amazing coach he is, but yeah, I still like the Falcons here. I think they're a strong team. I think Bijan's going to carry them again.
Today's been a weird week, buddy. I think a lot of these games you've said, you know what, Christy, I absolutely agree with you. You've said that more times this week than I think any other week that we've had.
You're right.
Any other day.
You're right. That is
you agreed with me a lot this week, which is weird, but
yeah, that is fair.
I like it.
You'll have to disagree next game. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, from the sounds of it, I know you're going to be disagreeing with me on this next game, the first of two Monday night games, as Christy mentioned. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Daddy Mayfield versus Mr. Goff and his Detroit Lions. The spread is -5.5 for the Lions. And I think that's just wrong. I'm going with another whoopsie daisy. I guess I am Caleb of last year. Give me the Bucs, upsetting the Lions. I don't know why it's an upset. I think the Bucs are a better team. Yes, Mr. Campbell likes to put the gas down at all times. But I think the Bucs are going to go far. I think they're going to win a lot of games, lose a few, and this isn't going to be one they lose. This is going to be another check mark in that win column for them.
Okay. I said it earlier when you'd said Giants-Broncos game of the week. I said I disagreed, and there were two games that were.
Yeah, this
was that second one. This game right here could be game of the week. Now, here is my problem with this game, and this is why I think the Lions spread is at 5.5. And I'm going to say this like they haven't been winning despite this. Who is going to be the starting wide receiver for the Bucs this week?
Nobody
Anybody?
knows.
Yeah, because they're all hurt now. That promising rookie gets injured in the first half of the game last week, and he's going to be out this week. You have a lot of unfortunate downside on that offense for the Bucs. And can Baker Mayfield
running back injured?
Yeah, exactly. Can Baker Mayfield keep the spirits high and win this football game? I don't really think so. I think this game, as much as we were talking about the Lions struggling and blah blah blah, and the Lions, I don't think this is the game that the Lions are going to lose just solely on the now if the Bucs had even just Igbuka back, Ibububu, as that one man liked to call him. Yeah. Yeah. if even just he was playing in this game, I would be more inclined to take the Bucs. And I would have taken the Bucs, but I'm not doing that. I'm taking the Lions at -5.5 at home against a unfortunately injured Bucs offense.
You know what, Christy?
Yep.
I completely agree with you. Once again.
All right.
Dude.
All right.
God damn.
All right.
Yeah, no. I mean, everything is spotted. If this game is won by the Buccaneers, there is unequivocally, undoubtedly, absolutely no question about it, the Buccaneers are the best team in the NFL.
I will have to agree with you there.
Even now, that could be a statement, with barring all the injuries they've had to play through and win through. Baker Mayfield, obviously the head runner for MVP. If the season ended right now, that would be a unanimous decision.
Except for Chris Collinsworth.
Absolutely no question about it. Baker's on top right now. If they somehow win this game with bench receivers, no running back, you got to be insane.
Yeah, exactly.
And like we said, once the Lions get steam, they get ahead in the game. They put on the gas. They don't have to play behind. They play like the Lions. So I think the defense, if this were even to be, close at all, turnovers are going to be the key for the Buccaneers to win this game. As good as Baker is, you're playing against a great team. So yeah, give me the Lions minus 5.5 as well. And we'll have to. This is definitely one of those game of the weeks. We'll have to see if Baker can pull this out. My God, that is ridiculous.
Agreed.
Well, going into the final game of the week at 10 p.m. on Monday. God, I might fall asleep at halftime during this game. Good Lord. It's the Houston Texans taking on the Seattle Seahawks, and that spread is -3. And I'm feeling like Justin here. I'm going back to back whoopsie daisies. Give me the Texans whoopsie daisy on this, for the fact they're coming off of a bye week, and the week before they absolutely put the belt on the Baltimore Ravens. So they're coming off a great week, then had a week of rest. I think that momentum might carry on a little bit. They remembered how to score touchdowns again, which is a phenomenal thing when you're in the National Football League. Yep. And I think they're going to continue that on against Seattle.
Yep. So let me tell you why you're wrong.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, sure. Okay. They learned how to score against a team who's led up the second most. The second most points in the league. Yeah, that's. And this Seahawks team is playing phenomenal football. 4-2, defense is looking good. Jackson Smith-Njigba is playing out of his mind this year. He could be Offensive Player of the Year this year.
Give credit to Sir
if he
Samuel.
Continues his role. Huh?
Give credit to Sir Samuel.
Yes. Sorry. You're right. Sir Samuel. He is doing his thing. I had my reservations about it to start the year, but so far, he's proven me wrong, which I hate to say as a Rams fan. I absolutely hate to say it, because the one thing I do not want is a team to win. But they're going to win. And -3, that's like, how do you not take, if you're a betting man, if you're actually betting, it's hard for me to put money to the numbers here because I don't bet. So I just pick it, as we go, just because that's how you guys do it. But if I was a betting man, I'm definitely taking the Seahawks -3. That's a gimme, if I'm being honest with you. So that's what I'm taking. I'm taking the Seahawks -3.
Christy.
And wait, let me guess.
Yep.
Justin agrees.
I'm going to completely agree. Yeah, go. Let's. I mean, we got to go on the streak here. Yeah, Sir Samuel MVP ballot ?
Maybe.
I know we had this little thing a couple weeks ago on the podcast where I said, "Hey, Sir Samuel is singing, dealing." You didn't want to hear anything about it. You said their schedule was weak. They were winning against cupcake teams, but now look at what you're saying.
Yeah,
I'm always
that's
ahead of the
just what
curve on
happens.
these things. Hot take again. I said this a couple weeks ago. The Seahawks are just playing great football, and I think it's a combination of JSN and Sir Samuel. They've got everything together. Very strong football team. I'd put them in the top 10 right now, the power rankings. And I don't think the Texans, although absolutely slamming the Ravens, are going to have as of a bounce back offensive caliber performance against the Seahawks. So I'm pretty much right on with you. I think this is an easy take. Seahawks -3.
Mm-hmm.
Well then, those are our picks. Most of us will probably be wrong. I mean, I guess not. Chris and Justin agreed on absolutely everything this week. So it's either I'm wrong or most of us are wrong. I guess is looking at this week. But now I think you guys know what time it is, right? Anyone have the time?
10:29.
Nope. It's well, nice try. I mean, good callback. I apologize about that again, Mister Justin. But no, it's time for.
It's time for It's Okay. It's Not Okay.
Is it okay or not okay to blame the leadership of the team being wrong as the quarterback who is seen as the leader of the team when the team's been struggling recently?
Obviously, we talked about this just before the podcast started, and we're talking here in regards to Tua turned the ball over, and how he addressed the media this week. There are certain things that you just don't talk about in the media, and we brought this up in the second week of the season, first or second week of the season with Jackson Dart, and having PR training and things like that. There's just some things that you don't say. But I think that's a testament to how far gone this locker room is. So do I think it's okay? No, I don't think it's okay. I don't think you talk about that at all. I don't think you bring it up. But I really think that that's a testament to how disgruntled this Dolphins team is. Something's got to change, and then Mike McDaniels might be out if they lose this game this week.
You're going with the not okay approach.
Yeah. I think as a football player, there are certain things that you don't talk about. And you don't talk about the player-only meetings. You don't talk about that kind of stuff. When you say, "Oh, we held a player-only meeting," that's one thing. But when you're naming out, you're calling people out for not showing up for the meetings, not doing this, not doing that, in the locker room, and he did take some blame on himself. But there's just some things that you just don't do. And I know I talked about this with you before the podcast started a little bit, and I was kind of on the fence of where I wanted to go here, but I think I'm gonna go with. I think I got to go with it. It's not okay to bring that up.
Well, Chris T.
Yep.
Might I say that I completely disagree with you. I think it is okay.
Oh my God, it finally happened.
Almost to the same effect. Except on the side of, you don't really talk about that stuff of what's going on in the locker room. That's between you and your teammates. But when everything in the whole entire year has gone so horribly wrong, and you've only won one game on the year, and this almost seems like your final last-ditch effort, final straw, a lot of frustrations can come out of it. Yes, hold your emotions, but there needs to be call-outs. If your whole entire locker room, including, might I add, your head coach, giving up on the season, you got to call them out. You got to call them out. You got to hold people accountable. If you're having player-held meetings and people just simply don't show up, that's giving up. Something has to change to turn your season around. Whether that's going to happen or not, regardless, you got to build back something. You got to have people showing up to the meetings.
And I can agree with you in that point, but there are just, like I said, I went with the not okay just on the way that he said things and the things that were said. I think it's totally fine to call out people, but just not in the way that it was done.
Yeah, not in that public setting.
What if he tried? What if he tried before that, before the public setting?
I don't know. I guess you don't know, but now it just looks really bad, not only on the team, but it also looks bad on him now.
Everything
He's
is
the
in
leadership.
shambles, let's be honest.
So
Yeah, everything is in shambles. My gonna jump in on that as well. Like I do think it's not it's absolutely not okay to do that, especially when former teammates of his from years past says that yeah, player only meetings have happened and numerous times he doesn't show up or he'll show up late and not prepared and out of it. So it for him to be saying that and have former teammates come out and say, well, you do the same thing you're calling out right now. It kind of shows a little bit of hypocrisy and shows, as you're saying, that the more of the division of maybe everyone has given up and he's given up and not trying to admit it and trying to deflect blame at this point because I mean, as the quarterback, a lot of eyes are on you and because you are seen as that leader pulling the team together. So it looks like to me, it looks like it's a piss away answer that he's trying to pass on blame, saying, look, I'm trying, there's these meetings going on, people aren't going on. Yes, he said we, but as the quarterback and the leader, if people aren't showing up to these and are showing up to late, even if you're one of them, you don't call out the others when you're the one who's supposed to be the example of the team, the one everyone looks up to, who is always the quarterback's always the face of the franchise that's going on.
Yeah, see, I would agree with you to that, but the whole we thing, he's taking accountability. Maybe not directly. Maybe he's not saying, yeah, it was me, but we as leaders, expecting, like you said, the quarterback, leader, face of the franchise, it's him and the head coach collectively. We, that whole statement, is pretty much him taking accountability that, yeah, we got to do this.
Then why doesn't he? Why hasn't he? Why is it a repeated offense that people who are not on the football team anymore are saying this has happened before with him?
Well, that's in the past. This is now, and that's why he's saying it. You got to call some people out. You got to bring some accountability to the team when the stuff starts going into shambles. That's exactly why. That's exactly why you call it out.
Well, alrighty then.
Alrighty, there you have
What
it.
another beautiful week of football.
Another beautiful week going into week 7. Already. We're almost halfway through of the NFL season. You heard both the takes. You heard all the hot takes this week. Once again, I'm going to ask for your comments. If you're still listening to this point, let us know who's right.
3 hours later.
On the it's okay and it's not okay. As always, every single Thursday at 8 a.m., swiftly and sharply, we will be here uploaded every single week at the Fasce Cast. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week. Hopefully you enjoy another week of football. And as always, any closing remarks?
Go Rams.
Pineapple.
We're going to the Super Bowl.
Be safe around trains. A message from Metro.